Rafael Nadal Life and Career 2018 to 2019. Main article, 2018 Rafael Nadal Tennis Season. Nadal began his 2018 season at the Catalan Classic, where he lost to Richard Gasquet in the first round. He then played at the tiebreak tennis exhibition tournament in Melbourne, beating Lucas Queen and Leighton Hewitt in the opening 2 rounds, before losing in the final to Tomáš pəːṛeɾa. At the Australian Open, Nadal recorded straight sets wins over Victor Estrella Burgos, Leonardo Mayer, and Damir Jahumar in the first 3 rounds, before notching a tougher 4-set win against Diego Schwartzman in the 4th round. He faced Marin Cilic in the quarter-final, but retired in the 5th set due to a hip injury. On February 16, Nadal dropped to the number 2 ranking after 26 weeks at the top when his rival Roger Federer overtook him in points. Bowing out in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open, Nadal had only defended 360 of the 1,200 points he had won by reaching the final in 2017. At the same time, Federer successfully defended his title and left Australia only 155 points behind Nadal. Federer then won his 3rd Rotterdam Open and collected enough points to overtake the number 1 position. Nadal withdrew from the Mexican Open, Indian Wells Masters, and Miami Open due to an injury. Despite his absence in Miami, he regained the number 1 ranking on April 2 due to Federer's 2nd round loss. After recovering from his hip injury, Nadal helped secure the Spanish Davis Cup team a victory over Germany in the quarter-final of the World Group. He beat Philipp Kohlschreiber and Alexander Zverev in straight sets. At the Monte Carlo Masters, Nadal successfully defended his title and won a record-breaking 31st Masters title, thus becoming the player with the most Masters 1000 titles in tennis history. It also marked his 11th title in Monte Carlo, as well as the 76th title in his career. Because he defended the points won the previous year, he kept his number 1 ranking and began his 171st week as the world number 1. Nadal won in Monte Carlo without dropping a set, beating Kei Nishikori in the final. Nadal went on to win his 11th title in Barcelona, defeating Stefanos Tsitsipas in straight sets, becoming the first player in the Open era to win 400 matches on both clay and hard. The win marked his 20th ATP 500 Series title, which put him back atop the list of most ATP 500 titles, tied with Roger Federer. It also marked his 14th consecutive season with at least 1 ATP 500 title. Fresh after achieving the undécima at Monte Carlo and Barcelona, Nadal had to defend yet another title at Madrid if he were to retain his number 1 ranking, with the tournament taking place on his home soil. He reached the quarterfinals, defeating Gael Monfils and Diego Schwartzman in straight sets, to extend his record to 50 consecutive sets won on clay, starting from the 2017 French Open. His win over Schwartzman broke John McEnroe's record of 49 straight sets won on a single surface. McEnroe had previously achieved the record on parquet in 1984. In a surprise, Nadal lost in straight sets to Dominic Thiem in the quarterfinals, ending his 21-match and record 50-set winning streaks on clay. He also relinquished his world number 1 ranking to Federer in the process. At the Rome Masters, Nadal captured his 8th title in the Italian capital as well as his 78th career title, defeating Alexander Zverev in 3 sets, thus overtaking John McEnroe in the 4th place on the list of most titles won in the Open era. It was Nadal's 32nd Masters title, most of any player in the Open era. With his victory in Rome, Nadal also regained the number 1 spot from Federer. Also in the semifinals, he faced his arch-rival Novak Djokovic for the record 51st time, beating him in 2 sets after a tight first-set tiebreak. Then at the French Open, Nadal won his 17th Grand Slam title. This tied Margaret Court's record for singles titles at a Grand Slam event. Court won 11 Australian Opens, but 7 came when it was the Australian Championships, an amateur event. En route to the title, Nadal dropped only 1 set, beating Dominic Thiem in the final in 3 sets. Nadal became just the 4th man in the Open era to win 3 or more major titles after turning 30. It is an exclusive club that also includes Federer, Rod Laver, and Ken Rosewall. Going into Wimbledon, Nadal was ranked world number 1, but was seeded 2nd due to Wimbledon's seeding algorithm. En route to the quarterfinals, he defeated Dudi Sela, Mikhail Kukushkin, Alex de Minaur, and Yuri Vesely without dropping a set. He then faced number 5 seed Juan Martín del Potro, who he defeated in 5 sets. In the semifinals he faced longtime rival Novak Djokovic, who was aiming to reach his first major final since the 2016 US Open. This match lasted 5 hours and 17 minutes, spread over 2 days, becoming the second longest Wimbledon semi-final in history, second only to the match between Kevin Anderson and John Isner held earlier on the same day. Djokovic defeated Nadal in 5 sets, with the 5th set being 10-8. This was Nadal's first defeat in the semi-finals of a major since the 2009 US Open, and his first ever defeat in the semi-finals of Wimbledon. Despite this, Nadal achieved his best results at Wimbledon since 2011. This performance, combined with Roger Federer's unsuccessful title defense, ensured that Nadal retained the world #1 ranking after the grass season. At the Rogers Cup, Nadal defeated Benoit Paire, Stan Wawrinka, 6th seed Marin Cilic in the quarterfinals, Karen Khachanov in the semi-finals, and Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final to win a record-extending 33rd Masters 1000 title. This was Nadal's first Masters 1000 title win on hard court since 2013. He then withdrew from the Cincinnati Masters to prepare for the US Open. Nadal was the top seed during his title defense at the US Open. He first faced David Ferrer in Ferrer's last Grand Slam match, who retired due to injury during the second set. He then defeated Vasek Pospisil in the second round, Karen Khachanov in 4 close sets in the third, and Nicolas Basilashvili in the fourth. In the quarterfinals, he faced 9th seed Dominic Thiem in their first ever match on a surface other than clay. Nadal lost the first set 0-6, but took control in the second and third, winning both after breaking Thiem as he attempted to serve for the third set. Nadal came back from a breakdown to force a 4th set tiebreaker, which Thiem narrowly won. In the 5th set, Nadal was unable to convert 3 break points at 5-5, which would have allowed him to serve for the match. He was able to win the match 7-5 in the tiebreaker at 2:04 a.m. local time, after 4 hours and 49 minutes. In his semi-final matchup against Juan Martín del Potro, Nadal retired after losing the second set 6-2 due to knee pain. On October 31st, he announced his withdrawal from the Paris Masters due to an abdominal injury, and as a result Novak Djokovic replaced him as world #1. 2019 5th Australian Open Final. Main article, 2019 Rafael Nadal tennis season. Nadal was due to start his season at the 2019 Brisbane International, but withdrew shortly before his first match due to an injury. He was seeded second at the 2019 Australian Open, and recorded straight sets wins against James Duckworth, Matthew Edlin, Alex de Minaur, Tomáš Berdych, first-time quarter-finalist Francis Tiafoe and first-time semi-finalist Stefanos Tsitsipas to reach his 5th Australian Open final. This was the first time that Nadal had advanced to an Australian Open final without losing a set. He had also lost only 2 service games during this run, both in his first-round match against Duckworth. Nadal lost the final in straight sets to Novak Djokovic, winning only 8 games for the match, and marking Nadal's first straight sets loss in a Grand Slam final. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Your support is our motivation. Thank you.